Hi guys, I'm Becca Otis from Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Van.
And I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And welcome to Wheel Talk.
All right. Hello. We're live.
We're live.
New week.
New week, new life.
New additions.
Sure.
What's new? What's going on?
Um, well, I guess I should probably announce this publicly now. I'm pregnant. No, I'm kidding. I should not have said that. People have a really hard time getting pregnant. Um, and I hope to never. Uh,
No comment. Agreed.
Agreed. Sorry, that's just the first thing that came to my mouth, so please don't cancel me. Um,
2 minutes in, she is hot.
I'm hot. I'm really tired today. No, I do have a child, another child now that has got four legs and tiny ears. And uh yeah, got a kitten.
What is his name?
His name is Tammy. And
I love
I
it.
will okay, so here's the story of the kitten. Okay, so I've not been looking for a kitten. This is not something that's been in my peripheral or whatever. Ryan knows this. Everybody knows this. I've just kind of been like doing my thing. And um I got a I got a message from a friend that says this kitten needs a home with a picture. And I was like, ah, fuck. And I misunderstood. I thought that it was like one of those moments that somebody like really needed to get rid of this cat like immediately. I think it was a foster situation. But
Oh, they were just like, hey, we've got a kitten available. It wasn't
yeah,
like,
I
hey, this cat's gonna go to the kill shelter if nobody takes it.
right. Yeah, so I was like, all right, bring him,
Hmm.
because who am I to let a cat go, whatever. And we were talking about it at ceramics at pottery class that night, and I told her I'd take her, and then we found another person that could be my backup if I didn't want this cat, like if it didn't work out or whatever. Which I thought that was kind of gonna be the direction it was gonna go. I was really intent on not keeping this cat. And we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, the lady that has the cat right now, her name is Tammy. And Preston looks up and he goes, Tammy? Is that the cat's name? That is such a good fucking cat name. And and I was like, no, that's not the cat's name. That's the owner of the cat right now's name. Um, but I was like, but that's not a terrible cat name. You're right.
Light
And
bulb.
then
There we go.
and then Robin, who was my backup plan for cats, goes, well, my cat's named after the person that they came from, Carol. So she has a
Mm.
cat named Carol, which is potentially the best cat name I've ever heard. And and I was like, "Can you imagine if you had Carol and Tammy?" And she's like, "That'd be amazing." And then I was like, "Okay, so regardless of gender, we think it's a girl, but regardless of gender, the cat's name is Tammy." And and so anyway, Tammy,
Oh
the
shit.
human, came and gave me the cat, and I looked at it and I was like, "That's definitely a boy." And she goes, "What are you gonna name him?" And I was like, "Tammy." And and she's like, "Okay."
Of
And then
course.
like 2 days later, she's like, "What did you end up naming him?" And I was like, "Tammy." And she was really excited that and I even got the spelling right, which is cool, that she's the cat's name now.
Wait, are there
Um,
different ways to spell Tammy?
yeah, it's Tami and Tammy. And
Oh,
so he's Tammy. Um,
okay. I don't know that I've met a Tami.
I haven't either, I don't think, but regardless,
Hmm. Okay.
he is a fucking goblin monster. He is. So I
He's
put
what,
up
like
my,
3 or 4 months old? Do you
No,
know?
like 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Oh shit. I didn't realize he was
Like
that young.
Bobby was like 3 or 4 months old.
Right.
And Bobby was giant compared to this one. I can palm this cat.
Yeah, that's pretty tiny.
He's tiny and he's gray on the top and white on the bottom, so I kind of feel like I have half Lloyd in him. And
Half Lloyd,
he's
half
a
Babs. A little bit. Babs was
oh yeah, that's
a little
true.
gray, little. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a full goblin. He's like climbed up every side of the tent. He's staying in the tent for now because Dottie and where the van is parked right now is just not a good situation. And also he needs to be in an enclosed area and I can't keep him in the van. The van would cook him, all those things. And because it's fucking hot. It's like 95,000 degrees here. It's 90 degrees, but
Mm-hmm.
um so he's been in this tent in the shade and he's climbed every single wall. He figured out how to climb into the hammock. I slept with him one night in the hammock and he figured out how to climb into the hammock and then I showed Ryan a video. He like gets to the top of the hammock and then he slides down and then he like
Yeah.
climbs back up and then he slides down and he's just like 100% Energizer Bunny all the time, which is I assume all kittens, but I don't know if I've ever had a climber like this one. Lloyd was a climber, but not like this. Like I took him out on a little walk just to see how he'd do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
supervised walk. I kept a really close eye on him. He climbed 5 trees on the walk,
Mm-hmm.
as far as he could, and then he jumped off. So I have a feeling that when he becomes a cat that has free will, um, he will not have anything to be bored about.
That's good. Plenty of
Yeah,
climbing to
so
do out there
plenty of climbing,
in those North
plenty of trees.
Carolina woods.
Yeah, so, and I wasn't gonna keep him, but I have a therapist now, and she was like, why not? Like, you need some loving in your life. And I was like, yeah, Dottie doesn't
Mm-hmm.
snuggle with me anymore. And Lloyd died. So, like,
Did
you know,
Dottie's situation, how you found Dottie, it wasn't that similar. It was kind of she stumbled upon you. Is that
yeah,
accurate?
I was like
Or,
taking a shower at somebody's house, and she was there. Yeah. And this one was like a friend of a friend, their student had the kitten.
yeah,
And so,
Dottie kind of fell in your lap, and this one was like, you made a commitment to, okay,
yeah,
I'll take, I'll take him.
yeah. Well, I made a partial commitment at first because Robin was like, "Yeah, I'll take him if like you decide that you don't
Hmm.
want him." But yeah. So um yeah, so I have a kitten and it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. And
Hmm.
he's a hot, bubbly ball of fire all the time. He loves to be roughhoused. So, you know,
So him and Dottie interacting at all?
um I like he at the very first he was like hissing at Dottie and stuff, and now whenever she comes up to the tent he like runs to the tent and is like so excited to see her. And then when she gets in the tent she hisses at him and then he hides. And then so I think it'll be a while for her, but not too long, because like she's been sniffing him through the tent a bit.
Hmm.
And um, and she's pretty docile regardless. I think she's just trying to establish like dominance and eat his food. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Classic cat behavior, you know.
Hmm.
Not to be not expected. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Very exciting.
how long did it take Marbs to which one was the bad one for you guys?
With getting introduced,
To Bobby.
probably, Autumn. Autumn
Autumn.
still is kind of iffy with Bobby,
Yeah.
but Marvel kind of tolerates him.
Yeah. I can just tell
I th
that like Tammy's gonna like fucking explode when Dottie like finally accepts him, and then he's gonna go for her tail and she's gonna be like, what the fuck did just happened? Like,
She's gonna have to keep agile a little bit.
and she's gonna keep hissing at him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, those older cats are like, I don't want, yeah, you're too much for me. Like, stay away.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. He's a lot. He's a
Yeah.
fucking lot.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like Lloyd 2.5. It'll be like what Lloyd was times 5. I know it.
That should be interesting.
That should be interesting. I threw him in water yesterday. I put water in the tent today. I'm trying to get him used to water. I'm gonna
Hmm.
start clipping his nails. I'm not having another fucking Lloyd where he will not have his nails
Yeah,
clipped.
get them used to
And
it early.
yeah. And
Also, those things are sharp when they're that young too.
yeah. Yeah. What's up with you?
We just had, so I did a farmer's market Friday night. It was like a newer one. It was so hot. Sales were, meh, it was like a couple $100.
Yeah.
Um, so is roll the dice with that new show. And then tiki party with the family on Saturday. So that was a good time. Got to kind of test out the bartender side of things. And that was a long day. My nieces and nephews were here, my brother's kids,
Mm-hmm.
and we did some stuff in the studio. So they got to try some different clay projects and throw on the wheel a little bit. So that was interesting. They actually threw,
Fun.
because I didn't like drop my wheel down where they could sit at it. I kept it standing, and they just like
Put
stood
him on a
on
chair.
top of a clay box
Yeah.
and kind of stood up. So um, that was a good time. So they were kind of playing with some of the underglazes and getting some pieces. And I like threw parts of a Thor hammer. They really like Thor, so I threw it in multiple parts, like a closed off form for the hammer part, a neck for kind of the handle, and then a
Yeah.
little nub for on top. And I'm gonna kind of make that a finished piece.
Was that Chris's kids or was that
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Chris's kids.
Okay. Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah. So they're having a good time. They're doing different things, and some of them are, like um the girls were kind of like painting with the underglazes with
Yeah.
hand building mugs, and then the boys wanted to throw on the wheel and sculpt some things, so they were more interested in the wheel.
Yeah.
But
It's fun being like the old person with like not I don't know. It's fun being like an aunt or an uncle or like not related to young kids, like to be, and you can be like stupid but make them laugh still, you
mhm.
know? Like my boss brought her kids to work. I'm sure that they like, they just didn't have something to do that day. I don't know if they were there the whole day, but I came in and I was like, "What are your guys? Oh wait, let me guess your names. Donatello, Raphael, Da Vinci." And they started laughing. And they're like, like still they're not even that young, they were like 12 and
Mhm.
under. But like being like that stupid person that, you know,
Yeah.
like the dad joker that comes in. It's
Yeah,
fun.
they were in there. It was early when they first got in the studio, and they were like, "Where's the clay at? We want to play make something in clay." And then I opened up a bin, and he's like, "Where's your clay?" And I'm like, "It's in these cat litter buckets. Open this up." And then they're like looking around. There's clay everywhere in this studio. All these bins
Mhm.
have clay. There's clay all over the shelves. There's clay all over the in these boxes. This whole room is basically clay. And I'm like, yeah, kind of is, honestly. And there's
Yeah.
like thousands of pounds of clay in this one room.
Can you imagine how hot it would get in that room if your house got on fire?
Like the amount of clay. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's like, yeah, you gotta, I mean, how much work it takes with all this. Such a simple thing, but you need a lot of it. So,
Yeah.
you don't really get that perspective unless they say something like that. They're like, there's clay everywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. There
You're not
is.
wrong. There is. You're not wrong.
Um, so yeah, that was a good time. And then that's pretty much the weekend. Parents stayed a little longer and got a little time in the
Donuts
studio
on Sunday?
yesterday. Did not do
Yeah.
donuts on Sunday. I made breakfast
What?
here. Well, my
Carlos is slacking.
Carlos likes Buskin Bakery donuts. They're not open on Sunday. They're open on Saturday. He did not get over there
Um,
Saturday, So he kind of refuses to get other donuts from Servati, which honestly just as good, but he will not admit it's just as good. Not that he's tried it, but
No, it's just a very Carl thing to do.
yeah.
It's
And all
just
he
a,
gets is the basic glaze ones. It's like, come
I
on,
don't know.
dude. Really?
Come
Nothing's
on.
as good as the basic glaze from the one place. Like, come on.
Come on.
So we had, you know, bacon, eggs, and biscuits. Not
Nice.
microwave bacon or eggs, but
And
skillet.
what kind of biscuits?
They were not from scratch, but they were canned biscuits.
Oh, nice. The popped ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
Popped
those
biscuits.
ones.
You know what I was thinking with the pop thing? Like, how much experimenting did they have to do with the pop of that? Like, how thin did they have to play around with the pressurization of it,
An
the
absolute
thickness?
engineering marvel.
Like,
Like,
you still get
yes,
scared from the pop. Like, there's got to be a threshold of how thick does this cardboard have to be to hold up?
you're not wrong.
Like,
You're not wrong.
it's interesting. I was thinking about that. I was like,
I
hmm.
love those videos of people that are like, "What? I need a can opener," and everybody's just like looking at like this person that doesn't know how to open up a can of biscuits.
I mean,
Like,
if you did it, it seems foreign. If you never got biscuits, it seems foreign that it would intuitively do that. I don't know. I mean, are there other
that
products
is
that do
fair.
that besides biscuits?
Well, if you read the package, it tells you.
It's probably just on that
There's,
little bitty sliver, though, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. We're back to the studio this week. I got a soda workshop this weekend, so
I need to
gearing up for that.
get in the studio. I've been,
I saw you made a big bowl,
yeah, but I
mixing
made
bowl.
that as a demo like a while ago. And I just painted it. So I need to get back in the studio and actually do some shit.
You mentioned pottery
Yeah.
class. Do you actively go to a class every week?
I'm the entertainment.
Okay.
So sometimes it's like Mondays and Tuesdays they have classes, and typically I'll like stop in and just say hi and just kind of like if I do anything, it's usually on Monday or Tuesday with everybody, you know. Like I'll throw stuff while they're throwing stuff or whatever. So it's kind of nice just to
So you're not actually
um
teaching it, you're just
right.
around.
I just I just like provide entertainment and just show up is essentially what happens.
Hmm.
So
Every
and
class needs
like
somebody like that.
yeah, I'm just like I'm the pot jester. I'm
The
That's
jester, I
me.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's me. I just, and I mean, like, I still throw stuff, and like, if somebody doesn't understand the way Preston taught something or James taught something, I'll say, "Hey, are you cool if I give my opinion?" You know. I try not to come in, like, I try not to butt in. I kind of just like to sit there and watch people.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's fun, and like the people in class are fun. If I didn't go to those classes, I would be so fucking depressed. I would like, yeah, I would
Could,
be,
but you're getting like a creative
yeah,
outlet with the folks that are in that space, different
yeah,
from the
exactly.
the day-to-day work, which
This
may
is a
not be
really,
as creative
yeah,
fulfilling.
this quarter or I don't know, class session, they have a really fun class that I think if you are familiar with this type of stuff would be really fun. They're having a tea class. So they're making little teacups, tea bowls. I assume they'll make tea bowls, like actual Japanese tea bowls, teapots. And I don't know if they're gonna do like sugar and like sugar jars or cream jars or
Mm.
something like that. But with class, there's tea. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of history, you know. They threw off the hump last week, which I love, you know, so it's fun to watch them try.
Yeah, a lot of tea bowls are definitely thrown off the hump.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, if you do classes, that I think is a really fun, enticing type of class. But with that being said, you actually have to know your shit if you're going to do a tea class. You got to know your history on tea, like tea bowls, and like don't go into it blind. and don't go into it if you don't know how to throw a teapot. So that's my
But a lot of
that's
the folks
my
don't have experience with it, right? So
yeah.
is there like, I mean, teapot is kind of broad. Tea bowl is more specific, but
Hmm.
teapots can range widely.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But like some people make a teapot and the spout is fucking garbage. Like
Mm,
you gotta know how to make a spout. You gotta know how to make a gallery in the lid. Like there's certain things you have to know if you're gonna make a teapot, you
right,
know? And so what I would say is don't teach the class unless you know how to make a teapot.
right.
Well,
You have to be able to put all those components together well, not just
yeah,
I'm good at making handles and I'm good at making jars
yeah,
and I can figure out the spout. Like they all have to play nicely together.
exactly. And like, especially if you're going to do something like tea bowls, you want to honor the history of where tea bowls came from and where teapots came from and like the traditional like aspect of that. You want to honor that and you don't want to go into it without any knowledge because that's just dumb and disrespectful. It's like disrespectful to go into something that has such a rooted culture and without, knowing that culture. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, I've only ever made, I don't know, 5 or 6 teapots. Not my favorite, but
Teapots are
mostly
garbage. I
mostly
fucking
because
hate teapots.
it's just too much work
Yeah,
for where
it's a
I
lot of
want to
work.
spend my time doing it. But
And like I'll never use a teapot,
I mean, I use a teapot every day, but it's
right?
more utilitarian. I use the same like cheap
Yeah.
teapot. It holds, I don't know, 20 ounces or 16 ounces.
Maybe someday I'll make you a teapot that can go in your Keurig, under your Keurig.
It doesn't go under the Keurig. I use the tea kettle.
Oh, right, because you have the tea kettle now. You used to the Keurig stuff.
Hmm.
But okay. Someday I'll make you a teapot.
Mm. Yeah, I got a couple handmade ones. I got one from Mark Gertson a couple years ago. I got
Mm-hmm.
one out in Zion, I think, at a
Yeah.
gallery out in Zion.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them have little chips. Like I chipped the lip of the Zion one and the lid broke of the Mark Gertson one.
God damn it.
So, I mean, the Mark one is not bad because I mean, you don't have to have the lid, but it breaks the aesthetic when you set it up on the shelf and it doesn't have a lid.
Yeah, for sure. No, we'll make you a teapot. I'll make you a teapot that you don't have to care about. So you can just throw it, and if you drop it, then you're like, Becca, I need a new teapot.
Yeah. There's a guy that I follow that I like his teapots, but they're so small. I'm like, that's probably honoring the tradition of the ceremony and the
Yeah,
Japanese, but I'm like,
yeah,
I just want it bigger. Like, I don't want a teapot that holds 6 ounces or 8 ounces. That's too small.
right.
Like,
You want
why
a
even
big
have a
pot,
teapot? Just put it right in the cup. Like, what are we doing here?
right? You want an English teapot.
Yeah, I want something that holds at least 14 ounces, probably. I don't need
Yeah.
something that holds
Oh,
30, but like 14, like a couple cups.
yeah, exactly. I have something to say before we get on to the next part of the thing. This has kind of got something to do with teapots, but not really. Did I tell you about the Lady Killers, the
The
movie?
movie?
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Okay.
I know about the movie, but I don't know that I might have seen it once.
Okay. Well, it's an old movie, so I don't know if you'd love it. Um,
It's like mid 2000s, isn't it? Isn't it like a 2003 movie? I mean, it's a period piece, I guess, but it came out in the early 2000s or something.
Not the original. It came out in 1960s.
Okay, I'm thinking of the remake with Tom Hanks, right? Is that
Yeah.
Tom Hanks?
Okay. You know what? I've seen that one, and when I was watching this one, I was like, this reminds me of a fucking movie. And anyway,
Yeah, that's the only one that
so
I know about. The 2004 film The Lady Killers with Tom Hanks.
you know
Here's
how I was telling you about Canopy, how they have like the library app Canopy?
yeah, the movie. It's got like a movie. It's like a movie
Yeah.
Libby.
Yes. Oh my fucking God. I didn't realize that this was a remake. Anyway, um, I watched the original Lady Killers on the app, the Canopy app, and it is so fucking funny. And the reason I thought of it was because you said teapot, and she like fills it up a teapot every day, and she has to like hit her wall to get the water running, and it's really funny. But Um, the original, I feel like I remember the 1995 one,
There's a
right?
2004. Two,
2004.
2004 is the
Oh,
one with Tom
19,
Hanks.
yeah, and then the original is 1955.
1955, yeah.
And um and it was just so silly. And if you want to watch something that is just silly but people die in it, I recommend this movie. I remember watching the 2004 one and I feel like it was also funny, but probably not as funny as the 1955 one. And yeah, and anyway, it was just so English and so like British humor and it was just funny. So,
Hmm.
I recommend it. It was a terrible movie, but it was funny.
Okay. There was some because I was watching I watched A Star Is Born over the weekend, the newest one,
Ah,
the newest one, and I'm like, people say this thing's been made over and over and over, and you can't outbeat these other ones. Like, I don't know, like any most movies nowadays, I'm like, I'd much rather watch the most recent movie. Like, maybe it's just my attention span or like what I expect from a movie. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna say the original movie is better than the most recent one. Like I like this Lady Killers thing. I'm sure I'm gonna like the 2004 version better than the original because I just don't like that pacing of the movies at that time. Like I don't know.
yeah.
It's just not my cup of tea. I don't know. But people are like, oh, it doesn't do it as good because it's been made so many times that it's predictable. But like, Stars Born,
My
a lot of people have never seen that original ones.
yeah.
So, people know it for the newest version.
For the Lady Killers, my favorite part of the whole movie, and it's in both movies, is how they dispose of the bodies whenever they die. And it's different in each movie because in the one with Tom Hanks, I believe they're in Mississippi, and it's these trash boats that go under the bridge and they like hold the body over the bridge and like drop him in the trash boat.
Mm,
And in the British one, it's a train. So they drop it in the train as it's going.
mm,
And but like I don't know, it's just such a clever way to dispose of a body.
mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, I,
um
I, I think if you have the history of the originals and you know of the originals and you've seen it and you make it
yeah.
long enough to see them be remade, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what they did there. Or, you have this novelty of, oh, I remember the original so much. So you have such an attachment to it. And you're like, I really
Yeah.
like that one better. Like, it's never going to top that other one.
Right, for sure.
But
Now I want to watch the 2005 one, so
I'll probably
yeah.
rent it from the library and just watch it.
Yeah.
It's kind of they got
Um
some good actors in there.
yeah, Tom Hanks is great. Okay, let's talk about kills. Let's talk about kills. Let's talk about kills.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Got the L&L.
Ryan,
L&Ls.
Illinois, the easiest kiln on the West Coast and the East Coast and the North and the South Coast. Ryan, why is it the easiest kiln on the market?
Well, it's definitely easy to maintain. Thermocouple, not the thermocouple, the element channels. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate those. I haven't had to replace my elements super recently, but when I do, I always appreciate the channels because I don't have to deal with any pins or degrading my soft brick as I pull them out. So that's one thing. What about you? What's your one thing
It's got to be
to
the
start?
controller. I was very hesitant about the fancy controllers for the longest time. And now that I've got one, I can't. I used to have one on my oval kiln and it was fine, but it was like an older version, I feel like, and it was kind of hard to move around on. And this newer one is really nice. It is a little tiny. It's small. So sometimes you accidentally push the wrong button. But it's so nice to just have like five different programs in there that you can go to for different types of firings and stuff. Like, ugh, and not have to like look up how to input a program on the
Right.
older ones is so annoying. And then let alone like if you got a kiln sitter, you're having to like turn up every so often, and that's
Right.
just annoying.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of nice having a
definitely,
screen with the limited options of what's available for you to choose from
yeah,
rather than, okay, I've got to push this random set of numbers or programs to cycle through to get to the setting that I want. And it's shorthanded because it's only got a screen that's got like four letters that it can put on the screen at once. So your like cone
right.
offset is not super readable. You're like, I think this is the setting I need, and then you got to go through the sequence properly to make sure you do it.
Yeah. And I love being able to see how long the firing's going to take. You know, you can like go to the graph and see about how long it's going to take. And sometimes I like look at the graph and I was like, wait a second, that's not what I wanted, you know?
Hmm.
And I'll go back and change it. But I love being able to be like, okay, this is going to be an 8 hour firing. So that means that I can come back tomorrow at night and it'll be cool, you know?
Hmm.
So I love that about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good maintenance options. Elements easy to change behind the scenes in the box. It's very accessible.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
changing the relays so fucking easy. It's so much easier than doing it in a scut. Ugh, you have to be like 2 feet tall to do it in a scut. Unless you take the whole thing off, which is annoying. Um, but yeah.
yeah, I appreciate the thermocouple tubes as well. Those are pretty nice. I
Yeah.
mean, you've got three of them, so you got more risk of breakage and bumping into them and all that stuff as you're loading, but you got the tubes around them, the porcelain or ceramic tubes around them. It makes it easier to not bump into them.
Yeah.
And if you do, it's you're just hitting a tube. It's not gonna hurt the
Just a tube.
thermocouple necessarily. So,
Yeah.
and I especially appreciate those in the soda kiln because it doesn't degrade the soda environment doesn't degrade the thermocouple because
Yeah,
it's shielded all the way by the porcelain tube.
for sure.
So
I
that's
am
really
always
nice.
like blowing out little bits of like black dust, you know?
Hmm.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
All right. So if you want to find out about the kilns, you want to look up support, where do we go?
Hotkilns.com.
All right. Check out L&L. We've got Maker of the Moment. Who wants to
Oh,
go
yes.
first?
I'll go first. Okay, so I gotta hold up. I have to switch to our other account. Okay, there we go. My maker of the moment. You remember a couple weeks ago, I had Jeanette who did the sardine tins.
Yes. Jeanette Leroy.
Yes, yes. This week, oh, I have Ashley Gaylord. And she is Jeanette's friend. Well, I actually knew Ashley first. Ashley teaches up in Hickory, and she knows Preston, and she does classes with Preston. You've talked to Ashley, and she does her soda firing with Jeanette, and she has a completely different style, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it's just yeah,
Her
it's just
Instagram is
great.
ashley.g.pottery.
Dot pottery. Yep. And she does these like it's just like the little details, right? She does these bowls for chopsticks and she just has like three ridges and that's where the chopsticks sit. And
Hmm.
they're just like delicate. So if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. You know, you'd think it was just like an embellishment. And I kind of love that. It's just it's like a little peek, you
Hmm.
know,
She's
little
got some
peek.
bowls that have a lot of little dimples in the ridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just like she's got such a great style. And she's a super nice human being. And yeah, like, yeah, those bowls that have the ridges all the way around, those are cool. And yeah, I just love that you can have like two different potters and like they could even fire in the same kiln and have completely different looking shit, you know?
Hmm.
Even with the soda, how it just like interacts differently. Uh,
Yeah, it
that's
looks
good
like
shit.
most of the work is soda or wood fired. So,
Yep, yep. And she does classes as well. Oh, look, a teapot. She does classes as well, and she works at Mud Mamas, I believe, up in Hickory. And yeah, she's great. She's great. So that's my person. I'm trying to find a good picture because all of her pictures are very good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do this one. So, yep.
all right, Ashley G Pottery. Go check her out. All right, mine is Elmstone Studio, which is a kind of partner ceramic home goods business. It looks like it's out of Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, which is where I'm at, and it's run by Brad and Jess. I don't know how I stumbled upon their stuff, but
What is it? How do you spell it again?
Elmstone Studio
Stone Studio. Nice,
on
nice, nice.
on Instagram.
Oh, you barely got there with your 10K. 10.5.
They might have, yeah, yeah, they must have been right on that line. I think I, I think I found some of their woodworking maybe.
Yeah, that
Or
woodworking is really
it's
cool.
kind of like a cross section of mid-century, I don't know, 70s, I guess. Some modern aesthetics here. You know, I love the wood tones and the all of that. So the wood, and then there's some mixture with the clay. So it looks like Brad does most of the wood, I believe, and then Jess does a lot of the clay,
Mm.
and then they kind of like mix
Yeah, I'm
their
trying to find a
worlds a little
piece.
bit.
I'm trying to find a picture that has both.
They've got this
Because
like
they
huge
also do some
mill.
3D printing stuff too, which is cool.
You know, they got some like signage and like home decor 3D. Oh, that's like a what do you call that? It's like a plant. It's a stake that goes in a plant, like uh,
Oh, that's what I'm looking at too.
like a
The
plant
retro stake.
tree
Yeah.
thing. What do you call it? Serpentine plant stake.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's got a nice home decor vibe with some clay added here and there. So yeah, they're doing a little bit of marbling. I'm sure I probably stumbled upon probably some of the woodworking first. Oh, oh my gosh, you know who this is?
Who?
Oh my gosh, Art. I know why they crossed with us because they made our shutters for our house.
Oh, that's
He wood
funny.
milled the shutters that go on our house. I don't know how I did not know that. I was just scrolling through his feed and saw the shutters and I'm like, that's our house.
That's our house.
It's so they were vinyl shutters and he milled the breeze block aesthetic on them. If you scroll down far enough, they're from 2023.
Oh yeah, he did. You know what? I've never even noticed that. I'm gonna be completely honest.
You didn't notice the design on them?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I was like, what the? Okay, that's interesting.
That's fun.
That's a funny little happenstance. I think
Indeed.
they might also sell some stuff in Kodaco. I think that might have saw some crossover there too. All right, anyway, that's Elmstone Studio on Instagram. That was a little funny happenstance discovery there live. So you can check
Hell
them
yeah.
out.
Hell
And
yeah.
check that out on Instagram. I did the maker of the moment when I was chatting with Isaac last week, and I'm like, this is tough to like keep up with and keep talking while you're posting about it and
It's very hard. It's very hard.
do it in the moment
Um,
because you're trying to post it and scroll through and look while
Yeah.
from talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get like really distracted for sure.
Right. So
Yeah.
definitely appreciate that.
Speaking of distracted, I've been so distracted recently because Speedball keeps coming out with these like insane products that are like so accessible for everybody. Like first they had the boss base, and now coming up in a hard launch in September, right? They're going to have
Yes.
the new ribs. What are
What
we
are they
calling them?
officially called?
The magic ribs? The
The new centering ribs.
centering ribs? Okay, well, that's a
They're
lame
pretty
that's
multi-purpose. I feel like centering kind of
yeah, they're
limits the
very
scope.
multi-purpose. I think we can call them the magic ribs.
It's a good
Safely.
little fidget rib too, apparently, because I've been fidgeting with
Yeah,
it
because he's been
while we're
playing
on
with
the
it
call.
all the whole time. So what's cool about these is that if you have arthritis or especially in your fingers or your thumbs, you can just strap these onto your hands and kind of like push in with your hand pressure instead of your finger pressure. And it helps you center out your piece of clay and get to a spot that is more workable, and then you can move on to like something like the boss base, or you can just push in the center hole if you want. And these these are really cool. I actually was able to get in on the second prototype. Dell sent it to me and I got to
How many
test it out.
prototypes do they go through? Do you know?
I have no fucking clue.
Because some of these product
And
development, yeah, they take
there's
some
a
time
lot.
to
There's a
go
lot of
through
product development.
product testing.
Yeah. And this is a really cool product because I believe it it's great for like um kind of like art therapy type stuff too. I mean, if you it it's something like if nobody has ever thrown before, if you've never thrown before, you could put these on and get they act as your hands instead of your hands acting. And so it's a little bit easier to kind of get to that end result that you want as far as centering's going. So I'll quickly describe them because uh Ryan has them on his hands right now, but because you guys don't have a visual, they're curved. They're just a little bit curved, and there's four different sizes. And does each one have a little thing that you can clip on in the back?
Only two of them you could put straps on.
Okay,
Two of them
and
do not. But these could be
two of
just
them
multi-purpose ribs too.
exactly. Two of them you can put straps on and you strap them to your hands so you don't have to hold them. And what that's doing is that's not only helping you if you have carpal tunnel or something like that, but if you have arthritis, you don't have to actually physically hold on to the rib, which is really handy. And the straps are Velcro, I believe.
They're Velcro.
The
Yep.
Yeah, and he's got a 3D printed version because they're brand spanking new, but I don't know if they'll have a metal or a plastic clippy. I think it's going to be plastic because it will not rust. And um and yeah, and it's just like an easy Velcro strap. If it did ever kind of like come undone, it'll be easy to replace. And what's cool about Speedball is that they're really trying to make everything super duper duper accessible for people. They want it I know a lot of old school potters are going to be like, this is a cheat, but it's not because there's a lot of potters that aren't, they're not looking to become the the Da Vinci of pottery. They're not looking to become like an Olympic medalist in pottery. They're looking to have fun and make things and, have a hobby. And even if you don't have a hobby, even if this is your full-time job, there's no issue with using tools. We use pencils and pens every day,
Yeah. And not
and
every
this is
tool is
just
meant to apply to 100% of potters.
exactly.
Like
Yeah, and
it,
so
a lot of these have very niche use cases, but it could just fill a gap for folks that, if you're throwing a lot of pots, you might want something to help ease your, the pressure on your hand. Or if there's a groggy
exactly.
clay, I could see this
That'd be great
taking
for
a lot
grog.
of the work off of the grog that's rubbing on your hands all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean like think of I've had so many people in classes that have arthritis. Like there was one lady, she's like, I can't center because I don't have the arm strength. And I was like, oh man, just tell me. We can hook you up with something that'll work out? And that's what it's all about at Speedball is making it so that everybody can do clay. not just the people that have been doing it for years, you know.
Hmm.
So, yeah, they're really cool. I think they're going to come in 4 colors. I don't know those colors, but um we
Yeah, I
know
believe they
Speedball.
will
They're
as well. We'll have to catch you up on the color options.
Yeah, but blue is definitely an option, and I think pink is definitely an option.
Hmm.
So we'll figure out the other colors.
Yeah.
But
So I have yet
yeah,
to try it myself. I have them in the studio. Obviously, I was demoing, like showing them right now, but I have yet to give them a go. So I will have more feedback on them as we get further into this month
yeah. And
for
what's
sure.
great about these, as opposed to maybe there's been some other centering ribs in the realm of pottery, is that you don't have to hold on to anything to use them. You're just strapping them on your hands, and they're just an extension of your hand, you know?
Hmm.
So that's really nice. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, all of these kind of tools are gonna definitely take some getting used to figure out what works well. People have different
yeah,
hand sizes. You're using with different lumps of clay. Like, some of these are gonna be better. Like you might say, hey, I only want to use this when I'm centering 3 pounds or more. Or,
yeah.
you want to use the smaller one for less clay. Or, you can use some of these for opening a pot if you want, or getting a curve on something.
Yeah, because there's no hard edges, right? There's no like
Yeah,
right angle
it's
curve.
softened.
Yeah, there's
And it's
softened
cur
edges, so
like
that's
instead of
nice.
like a lot of ribs are just square. These are curved a little bit, so
Which is nice because we naturally curve a rib typically. Like if it's a metal rib, I always curve it. I don't know about you.
hmm.
I always bend it so that it's curved. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they're doing an exclusive launch with Clay King. So you'll have to look out on Clay King when they come available.
But we're giving you the lowdown
The
now,
head the head start, like look out for them. You'll
the
be seeing
secret info.
some demos on Speedball's Instagram soon
Hmm.
with different makers, kind of showing you how they use them or how you could use them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so look out for that. If you want to, they're not on the website yet for Speedball, but if you want to look at the other tools like the Boss Base or the bats that yours truly are on, you
Hmm.
can find those at.
SPEEDBALL speedballart.com.
There you go. Speedballart.com. Thanks, Becca. I
Yeah.
was wondering if you're going to remember that jingle. It's been a bit since we've done it.
Apparently it's not called a jingle. Somebody told me that because it's ending the ad, it's called something else, but I don't know. We're still gonna call it a jingle.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
give you an update on that when we figure out what that's officially.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to a quick listener question,
Yep.
which comes to us from Melanie at Hand Thrown Pottery. I like that Instagram. That's a good Instagram name.
Yeah.
Hand Thrown Pottery. It reads, hi, Becca and Ryan. I have a question, maybe for the podcast. I have made a flan dish with grogged cone 6 clay plus glazed it at cone 6 and have done tests cooking vegetable quiche and have no cracks. I would love to know more about cookware as I have just made a small frying pan, but I don't think I can glaze that with the expansion rates of the clay and glaze. I'm in the UK and my pottery supplier really can't help. Have you both had any experience with making your own cookware? As I'm finding it very exciting to have dishes and pans that I can use in my own home. Many thanks, Melanie. Hand thrown pottery. Listening over in the UK. I like it.
That's exciting. I have one thing to say before you pass this along, because we don't have a ton of information on this, so we're gonna pass it along to somebody. Um, Ryan has a little podcast that you can listen to. But I will say that I have made pie plates for years and years and years,
Hmm.
and they are my favorite thing to cook in. Any like wide, shallow thing, but it should be noted that you have to fill the dish. fill the dish. Do not put one single thing on the dish because all of the heat gets concentrated to that spot and then they almost certainly crack in half. So fill the dish. Like it's got to be a casserole, mac and cheese, something like that. Just fill it. Um, but yeah, I think I love that kind of stuff, but flameware is not something that I know anything about.
Right.
So,
Flameware, you're talking, yeah. Pans that immediate contact with the flame instead of,
yeah,
usually you hear the gracefully warm up kiln, your kiln, gracefully warm up your stove and oven with the pot
yeah.
inside so it's not putting too much shock on it. You kind of hear that. But is that kind of the instructions you would tell people with the pie plates, or did you have anything special?
No, I just say fill it up. Because like when you fill it up, either you're filling it with hot or cold, but like whatever you have in there, it's gonna adapt to that temperature slower because it's full. It's full, you know?
Hmm.
So it won't get shocked, I think. But like I said, not a professional in this regard.
Yeah. So I
I've never
was,
preheated a dish in my life. So
I wouldn't want to grab it out of there. Like, I
no,
don't know.
that's it scares me.
The only thing that we have that's ceramic goes in the oven like that. We have one of those pizza cooking.
Oh yeah, the pizza
That's
disc
ceramic, I
thing.
think. The
Yeah, like
disc,
the like
stone, the
Pampered Chef. I would love
pizza
to figure out
stone
what the
thing.
fuck Pampered Chef is made out of. Like is it a cone O12 clay? Like what the fuck? Why is Pampered Chef like the shit? I need to know.
I don't
But
know.
I don't. I don't.
And some of
What
those brands have
what's
been around for decades, and they figured something out because otherwise they wouldn't be able to stay in business, or they would have had a lawsuit or something
exactly?
if something's going on.
Yeah, and well also they're an MLM company, so there's that too. They've got two things going against them on that.
Yeah, so I was actually listening to an episode of For Flux Sake semi recently, and they had a question very similar to this. And the title of the episode, it's episode 86, is called How Do You Make Ceramic Bakeware? And I feel like this coincides with this question. So I'm going to refer you to that episode because they cover it more in depth. And they actually dip a toe into cookware a little bit, like flameware, because there are specific companies or clay bodies that are meant for fireware. So, I mean, my best advice would be listen to that, but also look for clays that are actually meant for that purpose. Because, a lot of our clays are like that's an edge case for a lot of our use of, the function of what we're actually planning to use our work for. And, you don't want to use something that's not going to work and it's going to break or do something wrong. So, um, I'm going to recommend you check that out. I can put that in the episode notes down below. So you can look at that. There'll be a little resources section with a link to the episode from for Flex Sake, and you can check them out. Anything else?
Get it? No.
Alrighty, let's move on to the topic for the day. This kind of came from a past episode or a past podcast guest, actually. She did a little live Q&A with us at one point. Carolyn Clark from Revisionist Studios. So we were chatting on Instagram, her and I, about differences in the market this year. And her kind of our commentary back and forth, she brought up was this past year, I've seen a sharp, and I mean sharp, all caps, drop off in sales of my big pieces. I used to sell at least 3 to 5 big sculptural vases per market, and now it's goose egg. It's zero. I've had to pivot to making more small, cheaper things. Might be a good topic for the podcast, about how we adapt to changes in the buying market. The first thing people always suggest is alternate income streams like teaching, etc. But I'd love to hear more of what people like me are doing who have no interest in teaching to be able to keep making and selling their work. So that is the question and the conversation starter for the day. I was kind of thinking about this recently. I don't know. What do you kind of hear in that question? What do you initially start thinking about
Plant
for
steaks.
plant steaks?
No, I, yeah, I think about like how, I guess what I think about is kind of how there's like definitely two different types of potters. There's like the potters that make all their money from the small stuff, and then there's the potters that make money from the big stuff, you know? And like I don't think either one is better than the other. It's just that's the way it is, you know?
And
And
that
I
big
think
could also be like like quote unquote fancy stuff.
mm-hmm.
It's like very
And like the
specialized, very
economy,
niche. Yeah.
yeah, and I imagine that when it's a shit economy like it is right now, that uh it is, you know, it's I'm sure it's a whole thing, a whole like roller coaster of feelings and what like what's actually happening and like what am I gonna sell because this is like I don't know. It's just it seems like a real struggle. Like you always want the big pieces anyway just to get people in the booth. So I don't think you should stop making big pieces, but I get it. Like, you know, when you don't have anything like nobody can even buy gum and they're like, "Oh, look at that sculpture that's $400. Can't buy that."
Mm-hmm.
Like, and her sculptures are fucking cool as shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So like for her to be like not being able to sell those, I could imagine it's rough. I know that she said that she does like polymer clay earrings and stuff, right? Didn't she say that in her
I'm
like when we talked to her?
I'm looking at her booth shot. She's got, yeah, she does have some earrings in her booth shot for
Yeah,
sure. This is from 9 weeks ago. Yeah, she's got
yeah,
a good variety. And it looks like from this one show that she was at, there's not a bunch of sculptures out here. So she's noticeably making a
changed.
lot of smaller things. Maybe that's
Yeah,
just the market that I'm looking at on this photo.
yeah.
But yeah, there's some bigger sculptures at some other markets. Yeah,
What do you think? Because you're more in the market
I'm more in
area
the
now.
production market and I really like focusing on the bread and butter stuff, but like this year I've in a way to keep Erica busy in the studio, I've done a lot of sgraffito work,
Mm-hmm.
oil bottles, cocktail glasses, cereal bowls. I've really ramped up a lot of those pieces and I've got a lot of that in stock. So, I might have went a little too far on that spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got it in stock. It'll last me, which, for Carolyn, it's good that you've got the big pieces because you've got them available when you need them, and then you can shift where you're making and spending time making things. But yeah, when you want to be spending time making the fancier stuff, quote unquote, or the bigger things, and there's not enough buying energy for that, it's like, okay, well, like, where can I meet in the middle? Like, making miniature versions of those that are more marketable at a price that people are okay with. Obviously there's diversifying how you're selling it, like putting more online, putting more in shops. Um, some of her stuff with it being super detailed, she's probably not gonna make a ton of profit off of consignment or wholesale. So that
Right.
might not be in the cards for that type of work. And then you're left with, well, do I have to just water down what I'm making to have something that people are willing to spend money on?
I know it kind of like breeds this question of like do you allow yourself to have that one product that you're like, oh, fucking A, like whatever. You know, like that one product you know that sells, you hate making it, you hate selling it because it's so fucking cheesy or cliche. You know, like do you allow yourself that just to get by? Like do you like I know some people are like, yeah, I make those so that I can make the shit that I actually like, you
Yeah.
know?
That's your money maker so that you can make the art side.
Yeah. Yeah, like do you allow your have a money maker or do you like hold fast and hold steady and you're like, no. You know, like me, plant stakes, fucking plant stakes, bro. Like plant stakes and pitch pots. Money, money, money.
I mean, it's hitting different parts of your what you enjoy. Now, did you enjoy plant stakes to a certain extent? Or did you feel like you had to do them?
Yeah, I like them. I mean,
Or it was like
but
fun
after
to
you
get a
do
lot of them
about,
made,
yeah, like after you do about 1,000 of them, you're over it, you know? You're
right?
like, wow, look at this stick. Good on sticky, sticky stick.
It's a good
You know,
stick.
it's a good stick.
Hmm.
And then you're like, oh, did I do the right, like, I don't know, are people buying blueberries this year? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, yeah, it just like doesn't go with anything. Like mine just didn't like the plant stakes were like whatever. Like they kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, but also they sold really well and people loved them, you know? So,
Yeah, I mean, I think you definitely, regardless of how the sales are going, you should always, I think, have an assortment of, I don't know. I mean, some people find success with just similar price point and they just stick with it. But I
yeah,
think if you're kind of weathering the storm and getting through it, it's going to benefit you to have a variety of price points
yeah,
that meet customers where they're at with what they're willing to spend. Or if they're a repeat customer and they broke something and they want to replace it, you've got some options there. Or if they've already got some things and they want to add to their collection with something nicer. Um, I was kind of, I was, the reason I was thinking about this r- today or the last few days, I mentioned I did that farmer's market over the weekend
yeah,
on Friday. It was a new event, and I'm kind of, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out, but in anticipation of lower sales, because I had lower sales of the first couple events of the year in March and then in April or May, I was like, okay, well, let me get ahead of it because I know the sales are going to be lower per event. So I need to make up for it with the smaller events, add them into the calendar, see if that makes up the difference. And I'm kind of seeing once we get through the season, I feel like I'm going to be 50-50 on whether I'm kind of leaning toward it's not been worth it to this point because of just thinking to the scheduling side of it. It's just been like doing I did one of the farmers markets right before we went on vacation. I did one the Saturday after we got back on Thursday after vacation. And then I did one a few weeks ago when it was really fucking hot. That was the $150. I don't even think I mentioned on the podcast, but I had a farmer's market. It was like $140 or something I made.
mm-hmm,
And then I just did this one this past weekend. It was so hot. It was a new one. I was testing the waters. That was a couple $100. So I'm like, would I feel the same if my average sales were closer to four or 500, like I kind of come to expect with those? Or would I just feel tired regardless because I'm filling the schedule and making up the difference financially with more events. So I'm working harder for more events.
yeah,
And it's like catching up to me for those smaller ones. And it's like, those take a certain toll, even if it feels like, oh, this is easy. Because it knocks you out before, because you got to set up,
mm-hmm,
not knocks you out, but you got to pack and get it ready. And then you got to like, you're done for the day because you've been out in the sun all day and you're exhausted. So, it definitely, um, it's definitely something to think about versus, could I have made something more productive at the studio today or had more time in my schedule to do something enjoyable that may not have been in the studio because otherwise there's a pretty heavy show schedule.
mm-hmm,
And I'm like, I did it for the financial side of it, but could I have put my eggs in a different basket and maybe had more success, whether it's online or
Hmm.
promoting something else, and just been happier about spending that time and have to be like, is it okay to make a little less money than last year? Or how hard should you push to try to match? I have that luxury because I don't need it for my living, but
Yeah.
you know,
But you're trying to get there.
yeah, I'm trying to match it, you know. I want to at least do the same as what I did last year, if not better.
Hmm.
But um how much can I control that's actually gonna like, I feel like I'm pushing a boulder uphill because of the economy side of it. But how much harder do you have to work to push that boulder?
Yeah. Do you see how shiny my forehead is?
Yeah.
Dude, I could be the best Mr. Clean. Like,
There was
if
a time where it looked like you were bald. You remember that? You were in the darkness
yes.
and we were doing a
Yes.
video and you looked bald.
Yes. Anyway, sorry. Um, no, yeah, that's definitely a question. It's like I would like to say that your farmers market sales are what the average farmers market sales are in a small town right now. So, like,
Couple $100.
yeah. I mean, how much is the farmers market? Like 25 bucks to attend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hell, like, yeah, if you sold baked goods, maybe you'd run out with 1,000 or something. But
I don't think they're
farmers
running out
market,
with 1,000. I mean,
well,
the better
maybe.
ones
I
that
said
I did,
maybe.
they're selling a few things and they're, because they have to report their sales. The person next to me, I'm like, they say like a couple $100.
Damn.
I'm like, man, they had to get up. I mean, it's kind of interesting balancing the difference because it kind of like farmers too. Some of the farmers are selling like a couple $100. It's like, man, they
Yeah.
had to put. I mean, I guess I have my own amount of work that's way in advance, but I'm thinking, okay, the person baking goods, they have to get up at 4 a.m., start
Yeah.
making stuff, get it ready for
Did
the
you take
show,
your
take it,
did you
and then
take your
it's
mixing bowls to your farmers market?
no, I don't have. Oh, I've got two sets of mixing bowls.
You should take those
Why?
next time. Are you kidding me? Everybody that goes to a farmer's market bakes. Every single person that goes to a farmer's market bakes. I have sold so many fucking mixing bowls at farmer's markets.
I gotta dig out my 2-year-old mixing bowls to see if they're gonna sell.
Yes. That is the prime spot for mixing bowls is farmer's markets.
I do not.
Primo.
I take utensil holders, oil bottles, berry bowls, sponge holders, spoon rests, garlic graters, mystery spoon rests,
Mm,
and mugs.
mugs. Yeah, that's fair. Um, man, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know the answer to this question. I
I mean, I don't
just
think there's an
don't.
answer. I think
Because
it's
I feel
it's
like this question is my whole life of selling. It's like, it's just like, hey, exclaim how Becca sold pottery.
yeah.
She
How did you
didn't.
continually adapt to changes in
Like,
the buying market? Did you have specific points where you noticed like, hey, there's a significant drop and I'm gonna have to make some big changes? Or was it just a
no,
natural
I
you
was
were
just
always kind
always
of
changing things because I thought it was not good enough. And if I just fucking sat down and not changed something for a goddamn second, I think it would have been fine. Like,
how do you
I
know
was like,
what's worth sticking with though? And what's
I
worth
don't
putting behind you?
I
It's
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, pinch pots have always been good for me. That's the only constant in my life. Pinch pots. And fancy cups. Pinch pots and fancy cups,
mm,
you know? And like the stuff that I actually like to make never sells. And um and so I don't know. I mean, like, I think that the issue is when you change, you change. So like if you change and then you're like, it doesn't work, then you have to change again and it doesn't work. And then
Right.
you're just inconsistently inconsistent all the time.
Yeah.
And that's a point against you. I guess that's my advice is because that's my life. Inconsistently inconsistent.
Yeah, the way I would, from what Carolyn's shared here, the way I would analyze what I should adjust, one thing I would keep is if you could keep a lot of the same events that you've had relative confidence in, even if it's not
Hmm.
been amazing sales, but it's been, you can stick with the same shows that you feel good about. I would caution you to try to throw all the new events on the calendar because you're like throwing it at a dartboard and you're guessing all over again. But if you've had, obviously keep the ones you've had success. Look at what has sold at those events. If you have data around what sold there, use that to decide what I need to take to the event. And maybe you use that other information of, okay, less sculptures are selling at every show. So maybe I only show a couple sculptures at a show so
Hmm.
that they're not the focal point, but they do get they are eye candy for the booth. And then you adjust what you have at your booth for what has historically sold better. Maybe you put a little bit more of a footprint on your table of the things that are more popular historically, and then maybe you put some of your smaller things that are easier for people to buy. You know, if you've been making those. Um, and then also with what else? With the um I always do that. I'm always analyzing what's sold historically, what I want to adjust, what I want focal, what I don't want focal. And I don't know, online is tough though. I don't know what you can add online that's going to be, I
Yeah.
mean, if you've got data around what's sold historically online, just try to put the repeat items on there. Hey, if it's sold before, somebody wanted it. So it has a higher likelihood of being sold again because it's already proven to have been sold.
Hmm.
Um, but otherwise, I mean, showing up as consistently as you possibly can with communicating with people, being nice to talk to, getting all of you know, your booth looking good, inviting, um, mixing up the markets a little bit. There's some markets historically that I've done that maybe I parted ways with for a reason or another for another market on a weekend. And some of them I resurface here and there when I'm like, okay, well, I did okay there. You know, I parted ways with it so I could focus on these other events at different times of the month. Do I have those other bigger events on the schedule? Do I not? Is it time that I pick up one of those other ones that I've sold at before to see if there's still some life in it?
Hmm.
But yeah, that kind of just circles back to or focuses on just selling more at the shows that you're already doing. And it's always going to be a risk in introducing new forms and new products to show like, hey, like if you don't already have this, this might be interesting. I always do try to keep I think I have been keeping my ear out a little bit more this year with commissions or ideas that people bring up that maybe they're interested in buying. You know, generally you are going to have a gut feeling of does this seem like something I want to do or not? And some of those you might need to be open to taking on if,
I think
you need
that,
the money, but don't go too
yeah,
far.
I think that also like thinking about it in a need versus want is something too. I know that we sell stuff that is a luxury item already. I understand that. But in this type of economy, like where people are kind of they're just clutching their pearls a little bit closer, there's this like, oh shit, I kind of need that, you know? Figure out what people are like, oh, I need that. Like a spoon rest is something that people need, you know? Uh, a sponge holder is something that they're like, oh my God, I have a problem. I need that. And so, or like a garlic jar or whatever. Like that'd be perfect with a little sculpture as the knob or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, so like the frivolous items, I would say that mugs are not a need, not anymore, because everybody has a fucking mug. Okay, so everybody
Right.
has a fucking mug, and everybody has bowls, everybody has plates, like everybody has all that shit, and it's like if they're gonna buy that, they're gonna buy it because they're like, oh yeah, I want this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would like something that like a flower frog, you know, is something that people are like, oh, I didn't know that I needed that, you know? So I think that's a good way to look at it too in this type of like environment, especially when people are tight with their budget, is that you have to like kind of put your brain into that sort of mindset. What what's the need, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not looking for luxury items right now.
It is nice when you can have some ideas when people say, "Well, what do I use that for?" And you have a
Yeah.
couple things on deck for what the function. If people know how they're going to use it rather than, "Oh, that's pretty." It's just
Yeah.
pretty. You just use it, you just sit it on your shelf. It's decoration rather than, "Oh, well, this is a good option if you do you host a lot of people? This might be a good option to have on the nightstand for them to put their jewelry on at night. Or, do you wash your hand? Do you cook a lot? This might be nice to put your jewelry in while you cook and prep your meal for the night."
You know what I just thought of that would be a really fun thing, like a fun project to make?
What?
A lazy Susan.
Ooh, ceramic lazy Susan.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can make like a platter. You could even do like an oblong lazy Susan. Like you could do like an oval platter and put it on a swivel. Make the swivel be wood. And then I don't know what you do I don't know how a lazy Susan works. So I guess you put ball bearings and
It's like two metal things. They've got some simple ones that are, yeah, they've got like
yeah,
plates
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, and they can
Yeah.
have the ball bearings between them.
Yeah. But like that would be something that's like, oh shit, I need a lazy Susan for my table,
Hmm.
you know? But how fun would that be? Nobody's made a lazy Susan. You know
I know
what?
I've never seen one of those. A ceramic lazy
I
Susan.
feel like I just came up with a fucking billion-dollar idea and I just blurted it out on the podcast. And now everybody's gonna hear it and they're all gonna
You got
fucking
two
make
weeks,
lazy
Becca. You
Susans.
got 2 weeks to
God
get it out there.
damn it. Okay.
Or just like like a serve, it doesn't have to be a specific flat. Like you could put the lazy Susan idea on any, like it could be a bowl or, you
It
know,
could.
or one of those. Well, I mean, I guess it would still be a lazy Susan, but you have your little dips or whatever, and you put it on there, and
Yeah.
you could have it built into the lazy Susan, or maybe it's
Yeah.
swappable, so you've got like a template that's ceramic, and you
Yeah.
could pop different ceramic dishes on top of it.
This is getting really
Like
wild.
this is your serving dish. Like,
This is your pen set dish. This is your
yeah, you can like you have little holes that you can put different things. You could put like a ceramic bowl in this one, or you could put like a little
yeah.
tumbler thing in this one.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, the need versus the this is beautiful and it's adding beauty to your life by having it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like all of my work has been very functional, multi-purpose. It's been easy to go that route with the work. And, a lot of it people just understand. Like a mug is a mug.
Hmm.
People ask about the oil bottles, but you can say, this is for olive oil or dish soap. And then they're like, well, I have one that's clear and it broke or it goes rancid or whatever because of the sun. And, or I get the Costco bottle and I need to refill it. So it's, yeah, we got all sizes here. You can pick your size and it's got the dimples so you can grab it. And,
Yeah.
having the attention to the function and focusing on that's how you can talk about it. Maybe go through some options of how you can talk about your work that makes it easier in their mind to purchase without just
Yeah.
the focus being, well, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Find the cheapest person you know in your life. Ask them what they need.
And it doesn't have to be something you're making for eternity. It could just be a season. It could, you're just giving it a go.
Yep. But make sure you like making it because if it turns into your big seller, you're fucked.
The only other thing I was thinking, this is more about the selling side, but how much can we realistically cut on our spending side, our expenses in the business?
Oh my God, so fucking much. Oh my
Because
God.
I mean, I'm spending a lot because I like to keep a lot of stock on hand. Obviously, some of that's the way that I like to hoard and keep things so that I'm set. And obviously, COVID impacted some of the supply issues, and you want to be prepared in case something goes up drastically in price or a material gets off the market. But how much, like, I mean, you could sell something you've been holding on to, or clean out your studio, or
Yeah, or you could just not buy a bunch of shit you don't need. The number one thing that I see potters like do is buy shit they don't need. Well, I needed this fucking
yep.
tool to do this. I'm like, you have a pencil next to you, it does the exact same thing. Like like you don't need to buy all that shit.
How would you decide on like a pug mill? Let's say you've got a pug mill and you don't use it that much, or oh well, like I'm in a different phase of my life. Like I'm not producing the volume that I used to. Would you be
Hmm.
trying to sell off equipment like that?
Hell yeah.
Just
Yes.
oh, I've got a slab roller. It's been on the thing over there. I don't use it that much.
Haven't used it, sell it. You can always buy a new one. Just sell it. I got 7 kilns in the back that I haven't used, but I have just because, you
I've
need
got plans
kilns.
to, I've got
I got
I'm
plans.
I'm
Sell the
gonna
fucking kilns.
get him out of your life. I mean, some of these pieces too. I've got piles of pieces. I'm donating them. I didn't even share about. Well, I'll say this for next time because we're getting close on time. But you know, finding ways those mystery spoon rests. That was a way to get rid of old pieces. They're $12 a spoon rest. It's just a random spoon rest that I've had. If they're dated 2023 or older, put it in a sleeve. Cost $12 instead of $20.
Boom.
They're going out the door. You know,
But
mystery.
money.
Cover it. Yeah, cover it up so it's a mystery. People like a mystery.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get rid of old stock without them picking through a discount bin where it feels undervalued. You're leaning into the mystery of it. Maybe you've got little
Yeah.
boxes and you want to put a little thing in a box and price it accordingly and say, well, this was a test or this was, you know, something that um I did for a period and I no longer make any and there's a few left. They're perfectly functional.
Yeah.
That's a good option.
Good options. Good options. Or you could just stick it to your guns, have all the big shit, and take the hit.
Write it out.
Ride it out until it changes, because it will change. It'll either go down or it'll go up.
I wonder if something like uh, this would be a big thing, but like cutting off your e-commerce side of your website where you just have the static information. Like if you're not selling a lot and you're like, hey, I gotta keep up with this $30 a month or
I
all
don't have a
this.
website anymore.
fees and all this stuff. Like, how much are you spending on that? Is it is it like, ooh, I'm having more success, but like I want the website for the long term. Maybe you just say, well, I'm just gonna put my shop on vacation for a bit so you can keep that extra 30 bucks a month
And then
because
go get a job at the grocery store.
you could get a part-time job. Why? I don't know
Hmm.
why I was laughing at that, but that was a little Becca moment where she was like, just give up. No, I'm just kidding.
Just give up. No, but Andrew Linderman, when I think it was COVID, he got a job at a grocery store, like,
Go
and
where
then
the
he just
need
went
is.
back
Where's the
to
need
what he's
at?
doing now.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
people? Yeah.
Get a job at a Chipotle so you can have free lunch.
Not a bad idea.
I should have done that. Free art, like cheap art supplies is not as good as free lunch.
Hey, it takes some of the guessing out. You're like, what am I going to eat for like it's already set.
It's already set.
There you go. Just
Yeah.
have some chicken, maybe have some rice. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I hear about different people getting part-time jobs all the time. Just be like, "Hey, this is temporary. This is what I got to do." You know, if you
No
don't need to be
shame.
spending all the time making work in the studio because it's not selling, you can shift, you could shift 15 hours a week something else to something else
Yeah. There's no
or
shame in that.
whatever. Um it could be interesting to see how your focus shifts and how you when you do have time to spend on the business, how you um how you s- how you spend that time. Are you more efficient or do you just drag on? Because sometimes
Like
you'll take
me.
the same amount of time to do the same thing that you would have
Yeah.
taken a week to do. You can do that in like 2 days or 3 days because
Or do you just
the,
not go into the studio at all, like me?
the crunch is on.
Just like let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be.
Any
Uh,
last words for Carolyn? I like this question. It was timely. I was kind of thinking about it. I'm glad she brought it up.
yeah. Last words. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. I don't actually know if that's there will be a something.
Or
Let it be.
yeah. I know there's like a whisper words of wisdom.
Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Or let it go. Let it go. We won't go into the Frozen
Let it
era,
go, let
but
it go, let it go, let it go.
let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah.
Good luck out there.
Yeah. Tough out there. We
Yeah.
believe in you.
Yeah, good luck. The holiday season's coming up before we know it, so make sure
People
you're
are
all set
saving
for
up for
that.
that.
If you got time, maybe you start focusing on little holiday things early. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to make those things anyway, so
Also, Halloween is coming up faster than you think. Get those pumpkins pumping.
pumpkins, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody loves a fucking pumpkin.
Yeah, maybe yeah, take advantage of some of those theme things. Maybe you make a little batch of themed items.
Give Isaac a run for his money.
He's already 1,000 pumpkins in, so you got a ways
Yeah,
to
we're all
go.
screwed.
That's enough to handle Newton, Kansas, and that's about it. So there's plenty of
Yeah.
market out there for pumpkins.
Yeah.
Add a little
And
character to them.
skulls.
Skulls, yeah.
Skulls and pumpkins.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms are
Mushrooms. Mushrooms. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
all
We got to
right.
scoot. Do you have any last words?
No,
Okay.
no last words.
There we go.
Thank you. Good luck. We'll catch y'all next
Thank you,
time. Thanks for
Iredell
listening.
Library. Thank you, Iredell Library. This podcast is sponsored by their study room that I rent for free.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
AC
AC, motherfucking AC.
and reliable internet. We
Yeah,
all appreciate that.
we love that. I even
Absolutely.
downloaded a file and it took 45 minutes. So yeah,
While you were there?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're doing good.
Sweet
We're doing
deal,
good.
guys.
All right, we'll
All
catch
right,
y'all
have
next
a good
time.
night.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of Wheel Talk. This podcast is made possible through the contributions of all of our listeners who always ask us great questions, leave us reviews, and contact with us through social media. Thanks to all the fellow makers as well who take time to be interviewed and share about their lives and businesses.
And thank you to Ashley from Boldover Ceramics and Lindy from Lindy Garner Ceramics for their assistance on the Whale Talk Podcast Instagram. You are invaluable. Thank you to everybody.